officially returned to the sports landscape last week following the shutdown of all professional sports in the U.S. in the face of the COVID-19 pandemic. Top Rank had 2 cards take place on ESPN on Tuesday and Thursday to mixed reviews and lackluster ratings. Sergio, what were your takeaways from the return of big-time boxing?
Well, first of all, I got to commend Top Rank and ESPN for bringing boxing back. It's always scary to come back in the unknown. These are unknown times, uncharted territory. And the first guy over the wall is always going to get bloody. Of course, you're going to criticize, well, it was bad matchmaking in that Shakur Stevenson fight. It wasn't as exciting. In the second one, you're going to say that it was too long. It was a 3-hour show. It was better than the first fight, but it wasn't. There's always complaints is what I'm trying to say. If people weren't watching, it's maybe because it was coming on too early. 4 p.m. for that Tuesday show. I believe it was 6 p.m. for that Thursday show. Anyone with kids, like here, can tell you that you can't take away the remote control when your kids are watching Paw Patrol. So I had to watch it afterwards. That affected the viewership as well. So, no, you got to give them credit for starting boxing back. Give it time. The fights will get better.
Yeah, look, the fights will get better. And, look, I'm willing to give Top Rank something of a pass early on with the Shakur Stevenson fight and some of the other fights they have scheduled in the month of June, because I know that moving forward, you're going to get Jamel Herring back in a fight. At some point, Jose Ramirez, Victor Postol will happen this summer. These fights will get better as this pandemic progresses. But you hit the nail on the head with the timing of it all. Really, for the last couple of decades, Sergio, boxing interest has migrated to the West Coast. I mean, there's far more interest in boxing in the West Coast, Southern California in particular, than there is in the East Coast. So if you're going to have a major boxing card, you got to push this thing late into the night. You got to start this thing, start the prelims at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 Pacific. Start the main card at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific, and then eventually get to that main event right around midnight Eastern. I know it sucks for a lot of people on the East Coast that don't want to be up that late, but this is what boxing has done forever. You and I, Sergio, sat ringside for Kovalev versus Canelo, and that fight didn't start till like 1 a.m.
Canelo's not even having to move his head because Kovalev's not even committing to the...
There it is. Kovalev's hurt. Kovalev's down. Kovalev's out. It's over. That fast. There's fifth gear.
I think it's important to try to make sure you attract that West Coast audience and start these fights more in their prime time.
Can you imagine if that West Coast audience, eager for sports and boxing and anything like that, would watch that fight with Lopez and Correa? It was a barn burner. It was a great fight. And then it led into the main event with Magdaleno and Vicente, which was a good fight. That was a good fight on paper. But Vicente got, he was outclassed in that fight and outbeat mentally and spiritually, and he took it out of him. But that was a good card. So if more people were able to watch it on the West Coast, sunny Southern California, we love our sports. Man, it would have been an all-around success. People want the numbers, and the critics are quick to say, well, wait a minute, they took a step backwards from Tuesday. That wouldn't have been the case.
Vicente took the Sergio Mora approach with the low blows right there, below the belt.
No way, the Andrew Galata road. That's what he took. He looked for a way out.